Alright, so once again we're talking about arc length. Arc length is the length of the pizza crust. The measure is not in degrees, but the distance measured. Alright, so we're going to jump to the formula. So pretty much all you do right here, this is arc length. So if you think of length, you think of that circumference, and that's how much of the circle it covers. So this is the central angle. So circumference times the central angle ratio. 360 is how many degrees in the circle. So let's say we're talking about this problem right here. This is 1/4 of the triangle or the circle. So if I took 90 divided by 360, if I simplify that, that does come out to be 1/4. So that's 1/4 of the circumference. Alright, this one, we have our radius is 12, and then this symbol means theta. This just means angle is 120. So arc length is going to be pi times 12 times 2 times 120 over 360. So what I would do first, if I were you guys, I would take 2 times 12 and get 24 pi. And then I would try to reduce 120 divided by 360 in my calculator. You should know how to do that by now. It's going to be 1 divided by 3. So pretty much this just means 24 times 1 divided by 3. So 24 divided by 3 would be 8 pi, or 25.1. Same thing. Or this problem, bigger angle, but still the same thing. My radius is 9. My angle is 225. So that means 2 times pi times 9 times 225 over 360. So what I would do is get 18 pi and plug in my calculator. 225 divided by 360. Second PRB button, it gives me 5 over 8. So the way you do this in your calculator, guys, is I'm going to take 18 times 5. You're going to get 90 and divide that number by 8. You're going to get a fraction. It's going to come out to be 45 over 4 pi. You're going to times that number by pi. Probably a better answer to give me a 35.3. So both of these come out right. All I do is use my calculator. So you're going to take 18 times 5 and divide that by 8. And then it comes out to be reduced 45 over 8. It was probably 90 over 8. And I cut those numbers in half. And it gives me that. So we're still finding arc length. So this one, my radius is 10. My angle is 315. So we're going to do pi times 2 pi times 10 times 315 over 360. So we're going to take 20 pi. See if 315 divided by 360 can be simplified at all first. It can. It's 7 over 8. So what I need you guys to do in your calculator is take 20 times 7. You get 140. Divide that number by 8 and change to a decimal. It's going to give you 35 over 2 pi, because the pi stays there. We're going to multiply that number by pi, and at the end of the day you get 5, 4 point, actually it's going to be 9, 7, so I'm going to be 5, 5 actually, so that rounded to here. Alright, problem on the right, we're going to do 13 times 2 times pi times 270 over 360. So it'll be 26 pi, 270 divided by 360. That's going to be 3 over 4. So what you're going to do is take 26 times 3, divide that number by 4. You get 19.5 pi, which converts to 61.3 yards. Both those are right to me. Alright, this one we got radius equals 10, and my angle equals 60, so let's take 2 times pi times 10 equals, oops, not equals, times 60 over 360. So I'm going to go ahead and type this in my calculator. 2 times 10 times, parentheses 60 divided by 360, and times that answer by pi. So I plug in all my calculator, you're going to get 10.5. There you go. So on the right, we get radius equals 11, angle equals 120. So that means we're going to do 2 times pi times 11 times 120 over 360. Do not type this in, guys. It's 2 times pi, like without parentheses. Put parentheses around here. 2 times pi times 11 times parentheses 120. You're going to give me about 23. And it was 0, 3, so it's not going to be grounded at all. So there's my answer. Alright, so next we're going to go over area of the sector. That's the area taken up by the piece of the pizza. This is the formula is simply the area multiplied by the ratio of the center angle, and 360. So we've seen this before. The only difference now, it's now pi r squared instead of 2 pi r. We're just multiplying by the angle over 360. That's all simply what it is. Alright, my problem here is radius is 5. My angle is 135. So that means it's going to be pi times 5 squared times 135 over 360. So let's just type that out on my calculator. Pi times 5 squared times, I'm going to put parentheses, 135 divided by 360. And my final answer is going to be 29.5 centimeters squared. So that's the area covered right there. Alright, in this one we got my radius is right there at 13. My angle is 270, so pi times 13 squared times 270 over 360. Let's plug it in my calculator. I'm going to type in pi times 13 squared times parenthesis 270 divided by 360, and I'm going to get a decimal. That's 398.2 meters squared. Problem on the right, there's my radius, and there's my angle. So let's plug it in. Pi times 7 squared times 150 over 360. So let's plug it in. I'm going to get 600 or 64.1 feet squared. And there we go. Alright, this one we got the radius right here at 13. There's my angle right there. So I'm going to type in 13 squared times pi times 150 over 360. So 13 squared times pi times 150 divided by 360. It's going to be 221.2 kilometers squared. Alright, here's my angle, here's my radius, so it's pi times 10 squared times 300 over 360. So we got 10 squared times pi times 300. I get 360. My answer is 261.8 miles squared. Alright, so for this one we got my radius right here, and here's my angle to find arc length. I'm going to do 2 times pi times r. Let's actually just replace r, so I have to write it all over again. 12 times 315 over 360 to find area. We're going to do pi 12 squared times 315 over 316. Oh, not 316. 360. So the top one, we're typing all 2 times pi times 12 times 315 divided by 360. And I'm going to get something that looks like 66 yards. It was 65.97, but that rounds up. So let's do it again with pi times 12 squared times 315 divided by 360. And this one, I'm going to get 395.8 yards squared. And there's my two answers. Alright, so my radius is 11, and my central angle is 225. So arc length is 2 times pi times 11 times 225 over 360. Area will be pi times 11 squared times 225 over 360. So let's do this by calculator. 2 times pi times 11 times 225 divided by 360. I get 43, we'll say 0.2 kilometers. Bottom one, pi times squared times 225 divided by 360. I get 237.6 kilometers squared. Alright, last problem, we'll do the same thing. Radius is here, central angle is here, so arc length is 2 times pi times r. Oops, we don't need to put r because we know r is 12 times 45 over 360. Area is pi times 12 squared times 45 over 360. Use our calculator. 2 times pi times 12 times 45 divided by 360. going to get about 9.4 centimeters. Pi times 12 squared. 56.5 centimeters squared. And there's my final answer.